Hello, Blythe, Evie, Joe, Jack, Callum, Cadence, Lucy, Orion, and anyone else who's listening. Welcome to Story Time. Today's story is a story that I wrote when I was 16 years old, and I gave it to a friend of mine who was my coach in high school. Her name is Ginger Holland, and she was my coach, my mentor, and a very special person to me. This is a photograph of Ginger Holland, and this is a photograph of me and Ginger Holland in the school office taken from my yearbook. That is what I looked like back then when I wrote this story. When I gave it to Ginger for her birthday in October, she took it and gave it to another student and asked that student to illustrate the story. And she put it in a big notebook like this and gave it to me as a Christmas present. So it's written by Sheila Balthrop, and it's illustrated by another student from my high school, but I can't remember that person's name. I can't remember who it was who did it. So I'm sorry about that. And I never gave the story a title. So I'm just going to call it Ginger's Story. Okay? So let's begin. Once upon a time, an elf was sitting on a toadstool in the middle of a forest, because that is what elves do, humming a tiny elf-like tune. All of a sudden, his song was interrupted by a strange and different sound, but one he was very much used to. "Oh, boo-hoo," sobbed a girl sitting near. "Someone love me. Please, someone love me." The elf moved a little closer to the girl, quietly so as not to frighten her. But she continued to cry, and as she cried, her tears trickled down her face onto her pretty blue dress and down onto the ground to form a small puddle. The elf, wanting very badly to help, moved closer and finally tiptoed right up to the girl, who was so upset she didn't even notice. "Doesn't anyone love you now?" whispered the elf. The girl just looked up and shook her head no. But she seemed comforted by the fact that there was someone near who cared, and stopped sobbing. But tears still trickled down her face and onto her dress, although they didn't reach the ground this time. "I don't feel like anyone loves me," she said in a sorry tone. "Sometimes I feel I don't even know what love is." "Oh, I'm sure someone must love a pretty little girl like you," said the elf with a big friendly smile. "I'm afraid looks have nothing to do with it," sighed the girl. "Aha!" cried the elf. "You do know something about love." "No, I don't think so," said the girl. "Well, I could love you and find out," whispered the elf, as he blushed a little, for he was shy. The girl grinned and giggled as she looked up with a sparkle in her eyes and crinkled up nose and blurted out, "You're too tiny to love me. I'm quite big." By now, her tears had quit falling from her eyes, but did trickle down her cheeks, although not onto her dress. "Oh," sighed the elf as he shook his head. "I see you don't know a whole lot about love." Then the girl straightened herself up in curiosity and asked, "How much do you know about love?" "Enough to know that my size has nothing to do with how much I can love," said the elf proudly. "Doesn't it?" chirped the girl. "Tell me some more." "Well, what do you want to know?" asked the elf. But the girl had turned her head to stare at the limb of a tree in another direction, and was repeating the word over and over again. "Love, love, love," said the girl. "It's a funny word. It sounds strange if you repeat it for a long time, as if you have a mouth full of rocks." The elf shrugged his shoulders and said, "Well, if all you are interested in is the sound of the word, then you certainly don't need my help." And he turned and started to walk away. "Oh, no," cried the girl. "I'm sorry. I didn't mean to ignore you. Come back. Please come back. I want to know about love. I need to know about love." As the elf started walking back, she said, "Tell me, is it a person, place, or thing?" "I don't think it is a noun," said the elf. "I would say it is a verb. You love and you are loved." "And then what?" asked the girl. "Well, then you are very happy," answered the elf. "Oh, you make it sound so easy," said the girl. "But if I love you, will you love me back?" "Maybe not," said the elf. "That is why it hurts sometimes." "Then it is not so easy, is it?" sighed the girl. "I don't like pain." She had a look in her eyes as if she were trying to decide if she should love or not. "But that pain is what makes loving so special," said the elf, trying to convince the girl that it is wonderful to love, because it is. Because one day you'll find someone who you love and loves you, and that someone will be very special. You'll do things for that one, and that one will do things for you. "Will that one ever stop loving?" asked the girl excitedly. "No, I don't think so," said the elf. "Even if I hurt him?" she asked, surprised. "Oh, no, if you are truly sorry, he will know and understand. Then your love will become much deeper." "Does that mean love will never leave?" the girl asked. "Love doesn't leave," replied the elf in a decisive way. "Even if the one you love goes away?" she asked. "You can't separate people who love each other. A part of that one is in the other. It will never leave, and when they come together again, the love will be the same, if not better, for they both will have learned." "Will I only love one person?" asked the girl, with a somewhat disappointed look on her face. "Oh, no," said the elf. "After a while you will love a lot of people." "Oh, good!" cried the girl. "Now, how do I love?" "Well, you have to decide that for yourself, because you're different from everyone else and will love differently from them," explained the elf. "But how will I know if I'm loving right?" she asked. "You can't love wrong. You love your own way," answered the elf as he brushed a tiny finger across the girl's nose. "Oh, I want to love," sighed the girl. "Then let me love you," exclaimed the elf. "Will you let me love you?" "I don't suppose I can stop you," said the girl, with a faraway look in her eyes, "if all you have told me is true. And, well, I think I will love you too." "Oh, that's nice," said the elf with a big smile. "Yes, it is, isn't it?" said the girl. "And you know, I think you are right. Size has nothing to do with it. Because for being such a tiny creature on the outside, you are very big on the inside and probably very good at loving. Thank you, said the elf. You will see how good I am. I will love you very much. And I will love you, said the girl. And the two put their arms around each other as they walked over to the toadstool and sat down. And the girl leaned over and whispered in the elf's tiny ear, I will love you forever. The end. I hope you like that story. I read that story for Ginger Holland because I wanted her to know how very much I loved her and what a wonderful mentor she had been to me when I was in high school. A lot of the things about the way I am right now have to do with what I learned from Ginger Holland. She taught me to be hardworking, to believe in myself, and to keep working on getting better at things no matter what is difficult about it. So I hope you always remember that it doesn't matter where you live, how far away you are from each other, how big or little you are. We can all love each other, and we can keep on loving each other no matter what. Like, I still have conversations with Ginger Holland, and we send each other letters and cards, and we visit sometimes when we can. So always remember that I love each one of you very, very much, no matter how separated we are right now because of coronavirus. So keep on looking after each other. Keep on loving each other. Always, always love yourselves just the way you are, because each one of you is so fabulous. And never forget, I love each one of you to the moon and back. We'll be back together for story time when we read another story. And until then, keep on being who you are. Wonderful, wonderful you. Bye-bye.